Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
So let's look at what is brainstorming. You might not realize it, but we do brainstorming all the time. Let's say, for instance, you have to decide to go on a trip. Okay, you're thinking of which places would it be nice to go to or interesting to go to. Okay, what does your brain do? It looks at different possibilities. Right? You're saying, okay, the first one has this, the second one has this, the third one has this, the fourth one has this. Then you probably go talk to your family member. They come out with more suggestions. So exactly what's happening is that you're thinking of many variations to the subject. So if you look at it, it's a creative thinking techniques to generate ideas and connections or keywords. So in our case, we're going to generate these keywords and ideas connected to our topic that we are trying to solve. Okay, and it's a free generation of ideas or keywords. Okay, and you do it without any criticism. Okay, the words itself is very important, brainstorming. So basically we are storming the mind very spontaneously to generate these keywords. And brainstorming can be used at many phases of the design project. Okay, in the initial phase to understand the topic, you can brainstorm on keywords, form a worldview. Okay, at the ideation stage, you can brainstorm on generating different ideas. Okay, and to find alternate solutions. When you're stuck at the end, trying to make it better, you again look for alternatives. Again, you can do brainstorming. So how can it be done? Whether individually or in the groups. Brainstorming can be done as an individual. You can do it all by yourself. But being in a group helps because you can generate keywords faster. And it can be diverse also. It can even be done with a large number of participants, 30 to 60. Yeah, and it becomes more effective when it's done in groups and also, with people with different backgrounds and opinions, right? So you get a variety of ideas or keywords. The only factor is that the size of the surface on which you actually note down the keywords would need to increase. If it's an individual, an A4 size sheet, normal paper would be good enough. If you're doing it with a group, maybe a slightly larger size sheet, A3 size would be comfortable. And if you're doing it in a very large group, do it on a blackboard or use a projection screen to do it. Okay, so that everybody can see the keywords being documented. So let's look at the steps in the brainstorming. The most important is the subject that you're going to be brainstorming on. Okay, so you note it down in the center and then brainstorm. Okay, so it can be done as scribbles. Post-it notes are very good because you can stick and remove them and put it in another place. Online applications like Miro, Figma can also be used. Okay, so this is the second stage. Okay, and when you note down these keywords, don't order it. Let it be random. You can put it all over the place. The main reason why we do it is that it is, through associations, you think of new keywords. Okay, so if they're all over the place, you can connect different keywords together. So you form these cross relationships. And very, very important factor is that do not criticize anyone. Okay, there are no wrong words or wrong ideas. All keywords or ideas should be welcome. This should be an unwritten rule when you're doing the brainstorming. The brainstorming until you really run out of new keywords. Okay, so the more the number, the more the variety, and lesser the time it takes to do this. So let's look at an example. This is an example of a brainstorming session with the children. So you're looking at the world of children. So these are the keywords. That's the topic, toys for toddlers. Okay, so whatever comes into as keywords are written down one after another. Role play, sensory. You can see that, many keywords can make up this particular topic. So you put it down, on a piece of paper. Then you can sort them into groups. This is the next stage of it. Okay. And this sorting can be done by relationships. Okay. Let it form the categories by its own. You have to decide which category each one goes. While you start, there is no category. You start with one and see if the next keyword or the idea fits into that category, or you want to form a new category. So very naturally, the categories get formed. Okay, and this way of forming categories is called as open chord sorting. Okay, so you don't know which category it becomes. The categories come out naturally by putting it into different groups. So when you do the categories, you do it with affinities, right? The next stage is, once you know that, you can put titles for each of these categories. So here you can see that the first category are all expressions, the second categories are all objects, the third one are all medias, and the fourth one is to do with activities. Okay, so titling the category. So you know that there are 4 different topics within this topic, right? And then you can actually link them together. Okay, if there is some affinity between different keywords, you can put a line and an arrow and link them together. Okay, and if it is an ideation phase, okay, so for example, a playful rattle can be part of a cartoon to play the game of hide and seek. Okay, that could be one idea. Or magic makes a piggy bank tell stories so that they can role play the characters. Okay, so these are probably 2 ideas, okay, formed by your ability to link them together. So what did we learn? First is keywords can be used to jot down issues, thoughts, or ideas. So you can arrange it according to different groups, okay, called as card sorting, or also called as affinity mappings, because it's based on the affinities, you group them. You can put a heading or title to each of these groups, and you can connect it related keywords from different groups, and you make these affinity links. Okay, so let's look at another example. Okay, so it's got 3 topics: storytelling, rituals, and tools. Okay, so these are the brainstormed keywords randomly put all together. Now you see they are put into groups. Okay, so you can, the color is color coded, so you know which belongs to which category. Okay, so you can look at it. It's the categories are people, artifacts, events, story types, and so on and so forth, right? You are able to find these 3 categories, and you see that the green ones are storytelling, okay, the orange ones are rituals, and the pink ones are the tools, right? So you can see them mixed up in all these different categories, okay? And then they are linked together through these affinity links, okay? And maybe there is an idea or a thought that can come out of this. Brainstorming, it can be used to sort your topic. That's what we did. So it can be used to understand the subject, its components, its connections, parts of the subject, to get an overall worldview. It can also be used at the stage of generating ideas, at the ideation phase of the project. The person behind this is Alex Osborne. He's known as the father of brainstorming. And he says brainstorming, using the brain to storm a creative problem, and in a commando fashion, with each stormer attacking the same objective. That's his words. So thank you for listening to the design tools, the brainstorming. It's very easy to do and simple to do.